Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 16. The two doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, Jaya and Vijaya, cursed by the sages. Brahma iti tad granatam tesham muninam yoga dharminam pratinandya jagadedam Vikuntha nilayo vibhuhu. Lord Brahma said, after thus congratulating the sages for their nice words, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose abode is in the kingdom of God, spoke as follows. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Etau tau parshado mahyam jayo vijaya evacha kadarti krita mam yadvo bahva akratam atikramam. The personality of Godhead said, these attendants of mine, Jaya and Vijaya by name, have committed a great offense against you because of ignoring me. यस्त्व एतयोर्धृतो दण्डो भवद्भिर्माम् अनुवृत्तैः स एवानुमतोऽस्माभिर्मुनयो देवहेलनात्. O great sages, I approve of the punishment that you who are devoted to me have meted out to them. तद्वः प्रसादयामि अद्य ब्रह्मदैवं परं हि मे तद्दीति आत्मकृतं मन्ये तत्स्वपुंभिरसत्कृता. To me, the Brahmana is the highest and the most beloved personality. The disrespect shown by my attendants has actually been displayed by me because the domain are my servitors. I take this to be an offense by myself. Therefore, I seek your forgiveness for the incident that has arisen. यन्नामानि च गृह्णाति लोको भृत्ये कृतागसि सोऽसाधुवादस्तत्कीर्तिं हन्ति त्वचम् इवामयः. A wrong act committed by a servant leads people in general to blame his master, just as a spot of white leprosy on any part of the body pollutes all of the skin. यस्यामृतामलयस्य श्रवणावगानः सद्यः पुनाति जगदस्वपदाज् विकुण्ठ सोऽहं भवद्भ्य उपलब्ध सुतीर्थकीर्तिश्चिन्त्यां स्वबाहुम् अपि वः प्रतिकूलवृत्तिम्. Anyone in the entire world, even down to the Chandala, who lives by cooking and eating the flesh of the dog, is immediately purified if he takes bath in hearing through the ear the glorification of my name, fame, etc. Now you have realized me without doubt, therefore I will not hesitate to lop off my own arm if its conduct is found hostile to you. यत्सेवया चरणपद्मपवित्ररेणुं सद्यः क्षताखिलमलं प्रतिलब्धशीलं न श्रीर्विरक्तमपि मां विजहाति यस्या प्रेक्षालवार्त इतरेण यमान् विहन्ति. The Lord continued, because I am the servitor of my devotees, my lotus feet have become so sacred that they immediately wipe out all sin, and I have acquired such a disposition that the goddess of fortune does not leave me, even though I have no attachment for her, while others praise her beauty and observe sacred vows to secure from her even a slight favor. नाहं तदाद्मि यजमानहविर्विताने स्योतद्घृतप्लुतम् अदन्हुत भून्मुखेन यद्ब्राह्मणस्य मुखतश्चरतोऽनुघासं तुष्टस्य मयि अवहितैर्निजकर्मपाकैः. I do not enjoy the oblations offered by the sacrificers in the sacrificial fire, which is one of my own mouths, with the same relish as I do the delicacies overflowing with ghee, which are offered to the mouths of Brahmanas, who have dedicated to me the results of their activities and who are ever satisfied with my prasad. येषां बिभर्मि अहमखण्डविकुण्ठयोगा माया विभूतिरमलाङ्घ्रिरजः किरीटैः विप्रांस्तु को न विषहेत यदर्हणाभं वः सद्यः पुनाति सह चन्द्रललामलोकान्. I am the master of my unobstructed internal energy, and the water of the Ganges is the remnant left after my feet are washed. That water sanctifies the three worlds along with Lord Shiva who bears it on his head. If I can take the dust of the feet of the Vaishnava on my head, who will refuse to do the same? ये मे तनूर्द्विजवरान् दुहतीर्मदीयां भूतानि अलब्ध शरणानि च भेदबुद्ध्यां द्रक्ष्यन्ति अगः क्षतदृशो हि अहि मन्यवस्तान् गृधा रुषा मम कुशन्ति अधिदण्डनेतुः. The Brahmanas, the cows, and the defenseless creatures are my own body. Those whose faculty of judgment has been impaired by their own sin look upon these as distinct from me. They are just like furious serpents, and they are angrily torn apart by the bills of the vulture like messengers of Yamaraj, the superintendent of sinful persons. Ye Brahmanam Maya Diya Kshipatorchanantas तुष्टदृढ स्मृति सुदोक्षित पद्मवक्त्रा वाण्यानुराग कलयात्मजवद् गृणन्त संबोधयन्ति अहम् इवां ह उपाहृतस्थै. On the other hand, they captivate my heart who are gladdened in her heart and who, their lotus faces enlightened by nectarian smiles, respect the Brahmanas, even though the Brahmanas utter harsh words. They look upon the Brahmanas as my own self and pacify them by praising them in loving words, even as a son would appease an angry father, as if or as I am pacifying you. तन्मे स्वभर्तुरवसायम् अलक्ष्यमाणो युष्मद् व्यतिक्रम गतिं प्रतिपद्य सद्यः भूयो ममान्तिकम् इतां तद् अनुग्रहो मे यत्कल्पताम् अचिरतो भृतयोर्विवासः. These servants of mine have transgressed against you, not knowing the mind of their master. I shall therefore deem it a favor done to me if you order that, although reaping the fruit of their transgression, they may return to my presence soon, and the time of their exile from my abode may expire before long. ब्रह्मोवाच अथ तस्योस्य अस्या तसोषतीं देवं. Give me 1 second. एवं ब्रह्मोवाच अतः तस्योषिता सितिं देवीं ऋषिकुल्यां सरस्वतीं नास्या नास्व्याद्य मन्यो दस्तानां तेषाम् आत्मा अपि अतृप्यत. Brahma continued, even though the sages have been bitten by the serpent of anger, their souls were not satiated with hearing the Lord's lovely and illuminating speech, which were like a series of Vedic hymns. सतीं व्यादाय शृण्वन्तो लङ्घ्वीं गुरुव अर्थ गुह्वरां विगाह्य गादगम्भीरां न विदुस्तच् चिकीर्षितम्. The Lord's excellent speech was difficult to comprehend because of its momentous import and its most profound significance. The sages heard it with wide open ears and pondered it as well, but although hearing, they could not understand what he intended to do. ते योगमाया यारब्धां पारमेष्ट्य महोदयं प्रोच्छुं प्रोचुः प्राग्जलयो विप्राः प्रहृष्टा क्षुभिता त्वचा. The four Brahmana sages were nevertheless extremely delighted to behold him, and they experienced a thrill throughout their bodies. They then spoke as follows to the Lord, who had revealed the multi glories of the personality of Godhead through his internal potency Yogamaya. ऋषय ऊचुः न वयं भगवन् विद्वंस sorry ऋषय ऊचुः न वयं भगवन् विद्वंस तव देव चिकीर्षितं हृदो मे अनुग्रहश्चेति यदध्यक्षः प्रभाषसे The sages said, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are unable to know what you intend for us to do. For even though you are the supreme ruler of all, you speak in our favor as if we have done something good for you. ब्रह्मण्यस् ब्रह्मण्यस्य परं दैवं ब्राह्मणः किल ते प्रभो विप्राणां देवदेवानां भगवान् आत्मदैवतम्. O Lord, you are the supreme director of the Brahminical culture. You're considering the Brahmanas to be in the highest position is your example for teaching others. Actually, you are the supreme worshipable deity, not only for the gods but for the Brahmanas also. त्वत्तः सनातनो धर्मो रक्ष्यते तनुभिस्तव धर्मस्य परमो गुह्यो निर्विकारो भवान्मतः. You are the source of the eternal occupation of all living entities, and by your multi manifestations of personality of Godhead, you have always protected religion. You are the supreme objective of religious principles, and in our opinion, you are inexhaustible and unchangeable eternally. Taranti तरन्ति हि अन्यसा मृत्युं निवृत्त यद् अनुग्रहात् योगिनः स भवान् किं स्विद् अनुग्रहेत तत्परैः. Mystics and transcendentalists, by the mercy of the Lord, cross beyond science by seizing all material desires. It is not possible, therefore, that the Supreme Lord can be favored by others. यं वै विभूतिरुपयाति अनुवेलम् अन्यैरर्थार्तिभिः स्वशिरसा धृतपादरेणुः धन्यार्पिताङ्घ्रि तुलसी नवदामदाम्नो लोकामधुव्रत पतेरिव कामयान. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, the dust of whose feet is worn on the head of by others, waits upon you as appointed, for she is anxious to secure a place in the abode of the king of beasts, who hovers on the fresh breath of tulsi leaves offered at your feet by some blessed devotee. यस्यां विविक्तचरितैरनुवर्तमानां नात्यादृत नात्याद्रियत् परमभगवत प्रसङ्गः स त्वं द्विजानुपतः पुण्यरजः पुनीतः श्रीवत्सलक्ष्म किम् अगा भगभाजनस्त्वम्. O Lord, you are exceedingly attached to the activities of your pure devotees, yet you are never attached to the goddess of fortune who constantly engage in your transcendental loving service. How can you be purified, therefore, by the dust of the path traversed by the Brahmanas, and how can you be glorified or made fortunate by the marks of Srivatsa on your chest? धर्मस्य ते भगवतस्त्रियोग त्रिभिः स्वै पद्भिश्चरम् इदं द्विजदेवतार्थं नूनमृतं तदभिघाति रजः तमश्च सत्त्वेन नो वरदया तनुवानिरस्य. O Lord, you are the personification of all religion. Therefore, you manifest yourself in 3 millenniums, and thus you protect this universe, which consists of animate and inanimate beings. By your grace, which is of pure consciousness and is the bestower of all blessings, kindly drive away the elements of rajas and tamas for the sake of the demigods and twice born. न त्वं द्विजोत्तमकुल यदि आत्मगोपं गोप्ता वृषः स्वरहनेन स सूनृतेन तर्यैव नङ्क्ष्यति शिवस्तव देवपन्था लोको गृहीष्यद् ऋषभस्य हि तत्प्रमाणम्. O Lord, you are the protector of the highest of the twice born. If you do not protect them by offering worship and mild words, then certainly the auspicious path of worship will be rejected by people in general who act on the strength and authority of your lordship. तत्तेनाभि तत्तेनाभीष्टम् इव सत्त्वनिधेर्विदिष्टोः क्षेमं जनाय निजशक्तिभिः उद्धृतारेः नैतावतात्रि अधिपतेर्बत विश्वभातुस्तेजः क्षतं त्व avanatasya sate vinoda. Dear Lord, you never want the auspicious path to be destroyed, for you are the reservoir of all goodness. Just to benefit people in general, you destroy the evil element by your mighty potency. You are the proprietor of the three creations and the maintainer of the entire universe. Therefore, your potency is not reduced by your submissive behavior. Rather, by submission, you exhibit your transcendental pastimes. Yamvanayor Damam Adisha Bhavan Viddhate. Let me start. Yamvanayordamam adisha bhavan vidatte vrittim nuvatad anumanmahi nirvyalikam asma suvaya uchito triyatam sadando yenaga sovayam ayunshmahi kilbishena. O Lord, whatever punishment you wish to award to these two innocent persons, or also to us, we shall accept without duplicity. We understand that we have cursed two faultless persons. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Etau Suretara Gatim Pratipadya Sadyah Samrambha Samrata Samadhi Anubaddha Yogo Bhuyaha Sakasam Upayasyata Asu Yovaha Shapo Mayaiva Nimitastad Aveta Vipraha. The Lord replied, O Brahmanas, know that the punishment you inflicted on them was originally ordained by me, and therefore they will fall to a birth in a demonic family. But they will be firmly united with me in thought through mental concentration intensified by anger, and they will return to my presence shortly. ब्रह्मोवाच अतः ते मुनयो दृष्ट्वा नयनानन्दभाजनं वैकुण्ठं तद् अधिष्ठानं विकुण्ठं च स्वयं प्रभुम्. Lord Brahma said, after seeing the Lord of Vaikuntha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the self illuminated Vaikuntha planet, the sages left the transcendental abode. भगवन्तं परिक्रम्य प्रणिपत्यानु मान्य च प्रतिजङ्मुः प्रमुड प्रमुदिताः संसन्तो वैष्णवीं श्रियम्. The sages circumambulated the Supreme Lord, offered their obeisances, and returned extremely delighted at learning of the divine opulences of the Vaishnava. भगवान् अनुगावाह यातं मा भैष्टम् अस्तु सं ब्रह्मतेजः समर्थोऽपि हन्तुं नेच्छे मतं तु मे. The Lord then said to his attendants Jaya and Vijaya, depart this place, but fear not. All glories unto you. Though I am capable of nullifying the Brahmana's curse, I would not do so. On the contrary, it has my approval. एतत्पुरैव निर्दिष्टं रमया क्रुद्धया यदां पुरापवारिता द्वारि विशन्ति मयि uparate. This departure from Vaikuntha was foretold by Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. She was very angry because when she left my abode and thus returned, you stopped her at the gate while I was sleeping. मयि सम्भ्रम्भ मयि सम्रम्भयोगेन निष्ठीर्य ब्रह्महेळनं प्रत्यस्यतां निखासं मे कालेनाल्पीयसा पुनः. The Lord assured that the two Vaikuntha inhabitants Jaya and Vijaya, by practicing the mystic yoga system in anger, you will be cleansed of the sin of disobeying the Brahmanas and within a very short time return to me. द्वाश्चाव आदिश्य भगवान् विमानश्रेणीभूषणं सर्वातिश्य या लक्ष्म्या जुष्टं स्वं धिष्ण्यम् आविशत्. After thus speaking at the door of Vaikuntha, the Lord returned to his abode where there are many celestial airplanes and all surpassing wealth and splendor. तौ तु गीर्वाण ऋषभौ दष्टुराद् धरिलोकतः हतः श्रियौ ब्रह्म सापात् अभूतां विगतः स्मयो. But those two gatekeepers, the best of the demigods, their Beauty and luster, diminished by the curse of the Brahmanas, became morose and fell from Vaikuntha, the abode of the Supreme Lord. Tada Vikunta Dishanat Tayor Nipatama Hahakaro Mahan Asid Vimanagreshu Putrakaha. Then, as Jaya and Vijaya fell from the Lord's abode, a great roar of disappointment arose from all the demigods who were sitting in their splendid airplanes. तावेव हि अधुनो अधुना प्राप्तौ पार्षदः प्रवरौ हरेः दितेर्जटार निर्विष्टं काश्यपं तेज उल्बनम्. Lord Brahma continued, those two principal doorkeepers of the personality of Godhead have now entered the womb of Diti, the powerful semen of Kashyapa Muni having covered them. तयोर असुरयोर अद्य तेजसा यमयोर हिवः आक्षिप्तं तेज अतर्हि भगवांस्तद्विधि सति. It is the prowess of these two twin asuras, demons, that has disturbed you, for it has minimized your power. There is no remedy within my power, however, for it is the Lord Himself who desires to do all this. विश्वस्य यः स्थिते लयोद्भवहेतुराद्यो योगेश्वरैरपि दुरत्यययोगमायः क्षेमं विदास्यति स नो भगवांस्त्रयदीशः तीशस् तत्रास्मदीय विमृशेन विमृशेन कियान् इहार्तः. My dear sons, the Lord is the controller of the three modes of nature and is responsible for the creation, preservation, and dissolution of the universe. His wonderful creative power, Yoga Maya, cannot be easily understood even by the masters of the yoga. That most ancient person, the personality of Godhead, will alone come to our rescue. What purpose can we serve on his behalf by deliberating on the subject? Thus ends the 16th chapter of third canto entitled The Two Doorkeepers of Vaikunta, Jaya and Vijaya, cursed by the sages. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you. So this is in continuation from yesterday where we were discussing about the anger. The anger of the four Kumaras was justified. Why? Because the saintly people, they are disturbed when they are not able to render service to the Lord or to his devotees. And in that spirit, the four Kumaras were thinking, what should be the curse upon these doorkeepers who seems to be imposters, though they are in the Vaikuntha planet. Vaikuntha means um, free from anxiety. Vaikuntha means free from anxiety, and these have anxiety that something may happen if we enter, and that's why they say, okay, they are um, suitable to enter the earthly planet where such dualities are affected, the modes are there. And in that, the Kumaras have cursed, and the doorkeepers begged that may the curse can be, but at least may they not forget the Lord. And while this was happening, the Lord appeared in the scene, and then Lord took over from here. And it is very special to see, and that's why the last verse of this chapter is saying it's very difficult to understand the dealings of the Lord because everything is under his internal potency, Yoga Maya. So first he congratulated the sages. Why? Because they have come to the Vaikuntha planet. It's not so easy for everyone to go there unless one is expert, liberated. So he congratulated them with nice words and spoke. And then he also, in fact, approved that whatever you have cursed, it is approved by me. Why? Because these servants have not dealt well with Brahmanas. In this chapter, we can see the highlight of directly from the words of the Lord, the glories of Brahmanas. In today's um, in today's or in these days, yeah, so we can see that there is a lot of confusion to appreciate the greatness of Brahmanas. Of course, we are not talking about so-called fake brahmanas, but real brahmanas who brahmajanati iti brahmana means one who is understanding the transcendental subject matter, who are self-realizing themselves in this process. They are brahmanas. So one should offer due respects. And here, this chapter is highlighting that he's saying a mistake done by the servants is actually the mistake of the master, because if the master has trained the servants well, then the servants wouldn't perform such. So it is said that yad namani cha grihnati loko bhritye kritagasi so sadhu vadastat kirtim hanti tvacham ivamayah. So, in fact, when a servant is not doing well, it is that to be blamed on the master, because the master has not trained. It is just like the example given is just like a white spot that is on the on the body. Yeah, white leprosy pollutes the entire body. So even a small spot because of the servants will impact the value of the master. So, and after when Lord was saying this, the four Kumaras were confused. Huh? Did we do something great for which Lord is praising us? Is it just because we are Brahmanas and that is the cause of such a great uh, glorification? Uh, and then Lord starts glorifying further, because I am glorified by whom? By Brahmanas. In fact, whatever is offered, it is considered Brahmanas are my mouth. Mm. So, in that way, there is so much glorification. Because of my service to devotees like you, the dust of my feet immediately wipes out all sins. So, all these things is happening because of Brahmanas. I enjoy food through the mouth of Brahmanas. If I take the dust of the Brahmanas on my head, who will refuse? The Lord is clearly mentioning the high importance of the holy dust that is from the lotus feet of the Brahmanas. It is said, what are the easy ways to attain mercy, to attain the grace is, yeah, I think one is going to the holy places, because the holy place is filled with the dust, which is touched by the Lord and his devotees. Yeah, the dust is in the air, and this air and the dust in the air can fall upon us, and then we are blessed. So if and Lord Himself is saying, and then He's saying that by taking the dust, I am master of unobstructed internal energy. The water that washed my feet sacrifices the three worlds, including Lord Shiva. So people who displease me, those who look upon Brahmanas, cows, and defenseless creatures are different from me, are committing a great sin, because they do not know what are they doing, and they will be punished by Yamaraj. People who are meat eaters, people who are killing animals, especially cows, or those helpless creatures, they will be punished by Yamaraj. And people who please me, what will happen? Those who are gladdened in the heart and respect the Brahmanas. So, one who respects Brahmanas pleases the Lord. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Here we can see the Lord is happy uh, when one serves the cows and the Brahmanas. Let them come back soon. This is the only. The Lord is saying, "Oh Brahmanas, I am not going to ask to counter, or I am, though I have the power to change, I am not going to do. And I request you that just make sure that separation is not too long. May that end soon." So here, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained that the Lord was not happy with Kumara's act of cursing the doorkeepers, and the above statement of the Lord were tinged with sarcasm and a deep attachment towards Jaya and Vijay. So we should see that though this seems to be a request, but this request is little, yeah, sharp in itself, so that the Kumaras can get that. So the Kumaras could not understand what is happening because of the sarcasm, and Kumaras were not satisfied by the Lord's lovely and illuminating speech, because they think, hey, we have committed a Vaishnava aparad, and when we have committed a Vaishnava aparad, they could not experience the sweetness of Lord's words. Though the Lord was saying so nicely the glories of Brahmanas, the Kumaras were perplexed, not understanding why, because they have done Vaishnava aparad by cursing Jaya Vijaya. Though they showed great repentance, the non removable of their anger shows the difficulty in removing an offense of the devotee. Anyway, so that is the complexity. If we have to, I mean, yeah, we need to understand so many subjects, maybe not directly in this class, but um, the sages nevertheless were delighted, at least having the darshan of the Lord. And then Kumaras, they replied, we are unable to know what you intend for us to do. Huh? If you want to curse, we are ready to be cursed. Huh? Um, you, of course, you are respecting us so great that because we are Brahmanas, no, you are setting as a role model that everyone should offer respect to Brahmanas. Huh? You always protected Dharma. You have by your mercy alone, yogis can cross over these signs. So, in fact, Lakshmi Devi is ever eager to get your favor. And in that way, so the four Kumaras, they were glorifying the Lord, and the Lord finally he replied and said, you know, the punishment on them as becoming demons is actually ordained by me. In fact, it's ordained by me because can something happen without Lord's sanction? It's not possible. But but they will shortly return to me as they will be absorbed in meditation on me in anger. In the note there is said nothing can happen without Lord's sanction. The Lord's plan was behind this curse because the Lord is the source of everything. In everything, anger and fighting spirit also exist in him. But in Vaikunta, because such an environment is not there, so he made arrangements such a way that his servants can be sent to the earth and then he can go there and then finish them off. And then after saying this, Kumaras they left, and after that, the Lord addressed Jaya Vijaya to go to the material world, and then he in fact told why this has to fall upon them. Yeah, because the beauty of Sanatan Dharma is we can find the cause of the cause of the cause, and we can see why Kashyapa Muni, why Diti um, inflicting was inflicted with passion at that odd hour, and why they had union, and why Kashyapa Muni semen bore this mm, power, yeah, or energy, which is from the demons. All these things we can see connected, and in fact, why Jaya Vijaya were cursed. Yeah, they were cursed because once when Lakshmi Devi, she was very angry when she was stopped from entering the gate when Lord Vishnu was sleeping inside. Anyway, so again, if you want to know why, in the end, 37th verse is saying we cannot understand. It is not that, yeah, we can find the reason for the reason for the reason. In fact, there will be, acharyas can definitely give, but the easiest and the most effective understanding is that when the Lord wants to do Leela with his Yoga Maya, no one can comprehend what it is. So by meditating on me in anger, yeah, you will very soon return. After thus speaking, the Lord returned to his place, and Lord Brahma he concludes this narration that Jaya Vijaya lost their luster as they were falling. All the devatas, yeah, this is also very important. When we see a devotee is falling down, it gives immense pain, and oh, that oh is there when we see the devotees fall. And yeah, what can be done? Then there is no they entered the womb of Diti, hmm? And the Lord alone will come to our rescue. This is what is said. uh, he is the controller of three modes, responsible for the creation, preservation, and dissolution. He is the most ancient person, and his yoga maya cannot easily be understood by the masters of the yoga. What is the use of deliberating on them except just simply accept as uh, what do you call Jagannatakam. Yeah, yeah, right. So the Lord uh, is the director of such kind of play, and it's very hard to understand, except just enjoying is the best thing. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Any thoughts, questions? Maybe it was fast, I don't know. Yeah, maybe anyone want to share something?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhuji, it was nice. It was good, good to understand. But just Prabhuji, if you can mm, help in understanding that, since we are talking everything about Jaya, Vijaya, and Vaikuntha, so that understanding that everything is God's Leela. So, what about Prabhuji for us conditioned soul?
Mhm.
Well, sometime we can just simply say, ah, yes, it is God, Leela,
Yeah.
for, and just leave everything on that.
Mhm.
So, and the other times we
Yeah. In
understand that
fact,
it is our karma and
In
our
fact,
own.
these leelas are a means to understand for common men only. It's not that okay now Jaya Vijaya we don't come under their category or they don't come under our category. No, here Lord is showing us through example how to respect Brahmanas. So it is not that okay because he is Lord he can do that. No, it is actually because we are humans. Humans need a way of how to follow, and that's why the Lord is personally showing, yeah, that one should respect Brahmanas. So that is already there. Next thing is there is always something. So I mean we know there are Nitya Siddhas, Nitya Muktas, and Nitya Baddhas. There are most of the people are already liberated. It's not that they had come to the material world and they are finding a way out. They never enter into the material world because they are always engaged in the service of the Lord.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
who are called associates, the associates of the Lord. Uh, when the Lord comes to the material world, he he comes with his entourage of associates to engage them in different kinds of services. Yeah. So, but what is the purpose of that is to enact a Leela and to import the message of what devotees should do. Yeah, what should be, the glories of the Lord and his devotees, Leelas, are means through which one can come to the platform from Nitya. I said Nitya Baddhas means there are some who are in the material world and they are struggling, and sometimes some mercy can fall and they can go, but the probability of that is less. It is more about one has to show endeavor, through endeavor, that I would like to go back through sadhana siddhas, right? So
Hmm.
for sadhana we need examples, and examples are plethoras of examples from Bhagavatam. So this is one example. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So all this we cannot just push them aside saying, okay, this is about those times when we cannot relate. No, we can very well relate because even to date, yeah, when we talk about all these things which happened in different yugas, why did Sukadeva Goswami narrate to Parikshit Maharaj at end of the Dwapar Yuga? Because it has its relevance. Why did then cascade later through the parampara from the Bhagavatas to the Bhagavatas and it keep coming? Why?
Hmm.
Because that gives sublime shelter for one to become successful. This material world can come with so many latest solutions, but these solutions are backfiring, and we can see the impact of it. But Srimad Bhagavatam is the shelter through which one have traversed and overcome or crossed the ocean of nescience.
Hmm.
It
Yes.
doesn't matter in which yuga we are born. It doesn't matter in which form we are, male or female, black or white. Yeah, we can see how this Bhagavatam has changed the lives of so many devotees when Prabhupada went to the West.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hmm.
Yeah, that we was while the glories of the Lord can be sung, but for one who is um, eager to serve the Lord in pure consciousness, we can take shelter of these lessons. These are the teachings. Okay, how to deal, how Daksha did something and the Lord had to punish. All these things make us learn what is the right way of dealing. Okay, we may be in Grihastha ashram. Okay, there are lessons for Grihasthas. We may be in Brahmacharya ashram. There are lessons for Brahmacharya. So different things, or we may even be beyond this. Yeah, the Chaturvarna is only the basis through which we can become civilized humans. But after civilized humans, we can even come to the Bhagavat Vidhi.
Mm.
Yeah, when we come to the Bhagavat Vidhi, then yeah, Yamunacharya, is it Yamunacharya? No, not Yamunacharya. I think Yamunacharya, na? He said, I don't do Sandhya Vandana and all this.
Yes, yes,
Madhavendra Puri,
yes.
one of them. Madhavendra Puri's guru.
I think Yamunacharya maybe Prabhuji, yes.
Yamunacharya only, na?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That he told that I will not do
I'm not
any
going to do
ritual.
offer the Pitra Tarpan. I will not do Sandhya Bandhan, all these things. Yeah, I'm offering everything. Uh, so once when one comes to, to that level, the sannyasi who is considered to be um, dead to the society. Yeah. So when he comes to the topmost, completely absorbed in the Lord, then yeah, that is a different level.
Mm.
Yeah. So we got to take shelter of this what we have before we can go there. Otherwise, we can't just artificially jump to that and then we just fall because there is no support. So all these Bhagavad Katha, Ramayana, and these are the uh, system through which we get support to hold on and advance.
Yes, so true,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
today when we were talking with Bhakti Bhushan Maharaj was saying, yes, it's very important to what did he say? Cultivate. Oh no, exact word. To train, I think he said. Rupa, what Maharaj said? I think he said, "Are you training?" Mm. Yeah, in the science of Vaishnava etiquettes, these are the
Yeah, yeah.
topics.
Especially about the etiquettes he spoke.
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you training in etiquettes?
yeah. I
Giving
think this is what Maharaj said today. Yeah.
Mm.
So what is the basis is all this, the treasure that we have. We can't just yeah, I mean, going to a temple, having darshan, coming back, going to temple, having darshan, coming back, or doing services, these are fine, but the training, the inner, yeah, one have to not leave gaps, otherwise it would just kind of yeah, one fine day or one unfine day one may fall down.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, we'll then
Prabhuji,
close the
thank
day.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
thank you very much. And yeah, wish you a very happy Akshaya Tritiya. Hope you had put some extra rounds, have read something, heard more about Krishna. Otherwise, still we have some time. All the best. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Gandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.